Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I will create a SAP CAP Database project on the business application platform. So you probably realize that for the beginner level, you need to do lots of activity like configuration, business trial setup, and also need to configure the HANA database. And sometimes it's difficult. So in this video I will try to cover everything from very beginner level to create a database project. And you know that CAPHOM is the database agnostics, so that is the reason you can connect any database. So what I will do, basically first I will create that CAPHOM project, database project. First I will connect the project with the SQLite, that is the default, and I will describe everything. And after that I will this database. So let's start on that. So before starting that, so our objective is to first we will develop our application that is in the BAS, that is called the Business Application Studio. And that BS actually, that is the alternative of BS Code. So basically you can, if you have that account Business Application Studio, you will have that same flavor as BS Code. So that is your local laptop and that is online. So that is another facilities, like if you have just internet, you can just log in and you can start your activities on BS. So first we will create a database and CAPHOM projects in the BS, and after that I will show how it will be connected with that. So let's start. So first of all we need a BS configuration. So let's start with that BS first. So as I said that first you need to configure the Business Application Studio. So that is the reason I will do everything. I assume that you have at least that ID for that SAP platform. So now what you have to do for the very beginner level, so just search like SAP BTP cockpit login. So from here you can find that SAP BTP cockpit. So click on that. So here you can find the sign in. So you use your ID and just click to log in. You need to put the password, let it come. So now you need to put password. So my ID actually it is bind with universal ID, but it is not mandatory. You just need a ID so that you can work on that. So SAP VTB. So first of all, actually everything we will do in the trial basis. So now you have to select the trial home. You can see that is the SAP BTP platform. So SAP BTP cockpit is loading. So from here actually you can find the SAP Business Application Studio, but actually you have to configure. So from here actually you need to go to the go to your trial account. So basically that is all about your BTP, and from here I'm just selecting don't show again. Okay, So now you can see that is the trial home, and that is the your trial account. So from here, actually that is the group. From here you have to create a sub account. So that is the first requirement. So I'm selecting the sub account from here. So first what I do, basically you have to, sometimes you find that like that is Singapore, that is based on the Microsoft Azure, and another is Amazon Web Service. So sometimes you may find that some applications or some service is may not available. If you select Singapore or vice versa, you may find that some service is not available in the UA East, that is Amazon. So I always select the US East, that is the VA, but in your case you can also select what is very near to your region. So I'm selecting this, and display name I am also selecting this, and that is the subdomains, it's okay. Advanced it doesn't require, and description it is optional. So now I'm creating the sub account. So now actually this sub account is being created, and what is the provider? Provider is the Amazon Web Service, AWS, and region is US East, and that is the multi-environment. So you can see that is already created. So now I need to click on that. Okay, so now you can see that is your trial account, and under this trial account that is your sub account. And now first of all what you have to do, you have to enable that cloud foundry. So I am enabling this. So now that is the environment runtime, so everything is good, just need to create. So that is the only one plan, so let's create here. Okay, so now it's being created, and it will take time. So now you'll find that endpoint and organization names and ID, those are related, and for the next time you can understand why it is required or something like that. So after that you have to create a space and just make it. So now you can see that is I have created a sub account. So now I am under sub account. In that sub account I am creating a space, and it's look like that. Okay, so dev also everything is created now. So what you have to do, you can see that it is here. So now if I just so now actually first of all I have to enable the business application studio that I said that is your editor. From here actually you have to write the code. So if I select the dev space, here actually you can see the SAP cloud. Okay, so if you select the service, you can select also the instant SAP cloud. So now actually you have to select the SAP cloud just for that. So still actually you have to maintain, but I will do it later because I don't want to create now. I want to fetch problem, then actually I have to create, so that you can easily understand that actually why it is required that cloud or something like that. Okay, so now actually if I go here, and that is my sub account, and that is my, if I okay, so that is my service. So now you have to always remember actually in which tab you are in, otherwise you will have some problem to go here and there. So now if you are sub account, then actually you can find the instant and subscriptions. You don't need to go to the service marketplace. First you have to go to the instance and service subscription. Okay, so now you can see there is no subscription, no instant environment, that is only the Cloud Foundry environment, that is we just enable. So here you have to go to the create. Okay, so now if you search, from here most of the time you may face problem that, like some tutorial you may find that, okay, you need to come here and you need to select the instant and subscription, then add the business application studio. But you can see that there is no business application studio. Okay, so that is the reason. First, actually before coming here, first you have to go to the entitlement, and this entitlement is only bound for this US East. So that is the reason actually, that is also a region also important. So from here actually you need to enable that business application studio. So add service plan here. So now if you search that, so now you can find the business application studio is here, and it was not enable in the entitlement. That is the reason you cannot find in the instant and subscription. So now I am enabling that business application studio, and all service has a plan. So this plan actually, that is the trial. So add this service plan. After that I have to save. It's saved here. So now actually it is saving. So always you have to make sure that it is working properly. I mean that you just press save here and go to the another pages, then you will not find. So you have to make sure that it is saved properly. So now you can see that is the business application studio, that is the shared unit, on shared unit, and later when you deploy the application, sometimes you may need to configure here. So I'm not describing now this. So now if you go to the instance and subscription, now if you create here, so now if you search the, so now you can see the business application studio is now available. So you can remember that I have selected that trial, so trial account is showing, so I have to create here. So now you can see that is the processing, and this on subscription, that is the application. Basically business application platform is the application that is the same as the Visual Studio Code. So now everything is good. So from here you can just go to the application. So now actually this URL you can make a shortcut so that every time you don't need to go to here for this. So now I am just selecting here. So now that is another step. What is that step? So Business Application Studio, basically it is giving you a virtual machine. So that is the reason. First you have to create your dev space. So now I am create my dev space. So now actually you can see that is the all extension. You may remember that if you work with Visual Studio Code, then you need to just download the extension. So actually that is the predefined what type of, if you select that Fury, then you can select it, you will find some extension. If you develop the full stack cloud application, like for example I select the full, then you will find that there are some already selected application extension is there. But if you also add those type of extension for the further reference or for the further development purpose. Okay, so basically I selected all. So now create, and I have to like, that is the HANA. This name is also good. So now I have to create the dev space. So now actually it is creating your development environment. So that is the reason, for example, if you want to develop your, like for example you are new and if you want to start the HANA development, then earlier it was like you have to buy a machine, you have to buy a laptop with the high configuration. You need to research a little bit how you can find the good laptop. But now actually you can see actually that SAP is giving everything. You don't need to install anything, any single thing. You don't need to anything in your laptop. Everything is, you will find from the SAP cloud. So now it is starting, means that virtual applications or virtual laptop is starting. Some of the time you will find that that is the stop. So again you have to start, and you can create another dev space, but at the same time you cannot run two. So you can create, for example, like for the other purpose, but currently I am creating only one. So let it be started. Now you can see that is the running. So your development environment is running. Let me click and it will log into my, so that is actually SAP Business Application Studio, or what is called the bus. So yeah, you can start everything. So our total, so that is the way your Business Application Studio is running, and you will find the same flavor, everything as per the SAP SAP Visual Studio Code. So here actually you will find the more extension, I mean that compared to the Visual Studio Code. But main objective is that you don't actually need to update or maintain anything, because it will be updated or maintaining by the SAP. Okay, so now our Business Application Studio is ready to create a CAPM project. But actually if I want to create a database project, then I also need to configure the HANA cloud, right? But I will not do cloud. I will not configure anything. I will not configure the BTP, because we know that SAP CAPM is the database agnostics. So that means that if I don't have anything, any connection with HANA database or something like that, then I should run that project using the SQLite. So that is the reason. First I will create a project. I will deploy only in the SQLite without HANA database, and later I will move to the HANA database, and that time I will start configuration in the BTP platform. So if I start everything in from beginning, then it would be very complex for you maybe. So now you have seen that I have just configured the Business Application Studio. That is my editor or ID. So now still actually I am not connecting to business platforms. Or if I go to here, like that is the Cloud Foundry. So if I select here, you can see that is login required. But I will not log in because my target is without login the HANA Cloud Foundry, without login to the HANA database, my project should run SQLite without anything. After that, I will shift to the HANA database. Okay, so let's start that project. That is just to make sure that I am doing everything in locally without connection with the HANA database. Okay, so now you have to just make a little bit bigger. Okay, so from here you have to go to the file and new project from template. You have to remember other things, that when I create the dev space, that time I have selected many extension. So if in your case, if you think that okay, you cannot find something from here, that means that you have missed something in the selections, and you have to stop the, here it is not showing, but you have to stop that service and you have to select everything, and after that you have to start, and you will come here and you will find everything. Okay, so now from here I am selecting from the project template. So now template will come. So from here actually you can see the CAP project, but our objective is to actually all are linked on another, but today our project is only for the SAP HANA database project, right? So from here I will select only the SAP HANA database project, click next. So what is the name of the project? Like CAP project. Select next. Module name, it is already selected DB. Okay, I'm fine with that. So next. So that is the namespace. You can put the namespace or you can keep it blank. So I am keeping it blank. It is already blank, so it's no problem. So database version, that is the HANA Cloud. Okay, so that's fine, that is mandatory. So I have to select that SAP HANA Cloud. Next. So now actually it is asking for the binding, but my plan is not binding first. So let's start. If I go back, so here actually it is asking to bind the database module to run an environment service instance. So as I said that I don't want to bind anything, I don't want to connect anything, any database, because my BTP is not ready yet for the SAP HANA Cloud. So I have to do everything with my local database. So I just put it no and just click next. So now you can see that it is creating database. I think it is already created. It is showing something message, but it is okay. So now if I go to the file, open folder, user home, then actually that is the projects. In that project, let me show, is there any somehow project is not there. Okay, so if I select again, so new project from template again, so here somehow, okay, the same way I'm selecting the SAP database project. Next, project name CAPM, then select next, DB, that's fine, namespace, and that is no, and just select finish. So it is generating. I think that time somehow it was closed or something. That time I probably didn't put the finish button. So now you can see the project has been created, and what that is, CAPM basically work for the three folder. One is the app, service, and DB. So as I have created only the database project, so only the DB has been created, and you can see that is the MTA, multi-target applications. So that is the here, that is the STI, and in that DB you can see that already there is a note module, SAP source package, and that is the script, and you can find that is the some dependency. Dependency means that like this is the package, this is required. So that means that after creating any project, so HDI deployed, actually that is the dependency, this is the dependency package, and you can see that is the dependency already created. Okay, so but what I will do, so basically that is the source HDI config, that is the package, and package only some dependency, that is the script, and another that is the MTA, that is for the multi-target applications. So now basically that is our database application project. So what I have to do from the very beginning, I have to, for the safe side, you can see that like here the project, the dependency, that is the package is the dependency, and in the node module these dependencies is there. So that means that we are fine, we are good to go, but for the safe side it's always better to install everything. So now there is a new terminal. So from here we have to install. So I am selecting npm install. So you can see that is the basically here my package location is under the here actually that is the project, but my package location is under the DB. So that is the reason what I have to do, I have to go to the DB, then actually I have to install, because in that package it is written actually what is the dependency, actually what package is need to install. But if I run here, then actually it don't find any package. So that's why it said that hey, you are trying to install, but you don't say anything in the project folder that what I have to install. So that's the reason I am going to the DB folder, because in the DB folder package JSON is there. So now actually I am using npm. Okay, so it's very fast. So it don't need, it's already installed everything. But you can see it is now running. Why it is running? Because here it is the package.json. So those type of small things you have to always keep in mind. Otherwise, sometimes you will execute this folder, sometimes you will execute this folder, some folder it will work, some folder it will not work. So that's the reason you have to always understand the basic, why it is not executing this folder and why it is executing this folder. Okay, so actually we are ready to create project. So now what we have to do, we have to create a database artifact. So now let's create database entities. Actually that is basically called the table, but here actually that is entity. So that is the purpose what we have to do. So currently here it is only the DB folder, but if you create the CAPM projects, then you will find that any other folder, but inside the DB folder you have to create a CDS file. So that is the simple SQL CDS code for creating the table. So here I'm clicking here and the new file, like for example schema.cds. so you can see that is the CDS file, and automatically the icon is showing here. So it's being it is created. So actually my plan is to create a very simple table, not any join or any complex thing. Then you can explore later, but for this simple table, for example, I have to start with the namespace. So okay, so DB or like student, just a namespace, and after that I'm creating a very simple table, that is entity. So entity like student info. I'm not using, just a very simple table. And now for example key ID, integer, then name string, batch integer. Very basic table, very simple, just to understand the concept. So now what you have to do, you can see that is the namespace, and after that, that is the table or that is the entity. So the magical thing is that, like, if you create a inside the DB, like for example there is a data folder, inside the data folder, like here, that is the namespace. I am putting here just for, and then student info, like for example that is the CSV file. So you can see that is the first, that is the namespace, and after that, that is a table name and that CSV. So if you create a CSV file, insert the data following the same namespace. So first, that is the namespace, that is the table. So if you have the two table, then you can just put the table. So what is the advantage? So now that is the CSV file. So if I go here like name ID page, so if I put the data here like name so here you can see that is total 3 column, that is the same as the table. So that is the reason I just copied from table to just make sure that is nothing is wrong. And table name is also the namespace, that is the namespace, and that is the table entity name. So like put like 1 name Arif and batch 15, and 2 Arif 1 name 16 batch 3 Arif 3 batch 17. So now what happened, it will, so here you can see that is the table schema, that is CDS, and that is the table data. Actually in your case you may just load the table, but it's a very small table, so I'm just load here. So now if you go to the terminal, here it is the terminal. Now if you just CDS build, so now you can see that CDS has built and everything is good. So source here it is good, but if you like CDS watch, so here you can see that is it's connect using the binding registry, those things, and after that is connect to SQLite and into from the student info. So that means that now if we go to that location, if I go to the here, basically there is no data, there is no table, because actually there is no service here. So if we want to view that data, then actually we need a service. So that is the reason, like create a service here. So now actually, as it is, actually we can browse data in the SAP HANA, but for this purpose let's create a, here let me try to create a, for example, service.cds, and here like using, and that is the db dot namespace is db student, that is the schema, and this namespace like namespace, just a simple, or here just schema from this. So now if we entity schema dot so now if you like schema dot student info as projection on actually here we can just use student info because that is the entity name, and its projection on schema dot student info. It's look good. Schema has not been found using the schema, so actually what we have to do here, actually I'm selecting from here, so this I have to select actually here, student info, and this student info and here so here actually that is the DB student. So here I just put the DB. Okay, so it's look like that is, so if I just go there, still there is no service. Put 4 so here actually SRV so it should be from here. So now okay, sorry, actually that still I am not selected this as a service. So service, my service, and actually here inside that I need to put, I'm sorry for that, now actually that is declared as a service. So now if I go there, or if I just open, so now you can see that is the service, and inside that service you can see data is also there. So basically this data is what happened here, like when I execute that CDS watch, that is connected to SQLite database, and database that is the memory database. So it is a very powerful, but it is a very lightweight database. So now you can see that actually this database, it is connected, it is with the SQLite database, and its collected data, it insert data from this CSV file. And what first it did, it first create a table, and inside that actually it insert the data from this CSV file, and it's load data using the service, and this data it can show here. So now you can see actually this project, the database project, although our main objective is to deploy our system or deploy our database artifact to the HANA database, but actually everything I deploy in my local service, still actually there is no connection with my HANA system or BTP system. Even in my BTP systems, there is no service for the HANA, but still I can browse the data. Why I can browse the data? Because actually that is the multi-target applications. That is the one of the principle of that HANA database. And now actually I can easily move to the HANA database. But for example, in real projects, you are the developer and you don't know, you still don't have that access to the HANA cloud database, but still you can complete your projects. You didn't configure the database, you didn't do anything, you just created the database artifacts, you created the CDS, and after that you can see the data. And if you go to that locations, I mean that here, if I just, then you can see that is the targets, it's the HDI DB HDI container, but actually it is for the testing purpose. You can test with this. Actually that is the beauty of that CAPM projects. So now actually we understand that we can test our SQLite data, and for example now it is running from the SQLite database, but we want to deploy in HANA database. So what we have to do? So for HANA database, so that is local. So what we have to do, we have to create a HANA database that is in the cloud, right? So that is the reason we have to configure, and we have to configure because now it is like checking the database, everything is here. But if we want to deploy these applications or this artifact, if we want to create this schema, this table in the HANA database, we need that our connection. So that is the reason, that is the BTP, and BTP you can see actually that there is nothing here. So if we actually recap what we did and actually what we are going to do, like for example, that is our business application studio. So here we create a database applications and we create a table and we insert some data from CSV, and after executing commands we can view the data web page. Actually that is from the SQLite. That is the SQLite database, something like it. But still actually it is totally disconnected from that HANA cloud. So it is totally disconnected from the HANA cloud. So what we have to do, we have to first connect from BTP our development to HANA. That is called using the Cloud Foundry. Then, but how it will connect? It will connect actually everything. It will actually, first we have to create a HANA Cloud database. And we have to create a container actually, and another, that is the trial container. So basically that on service 1, service 2, service 3, that is the container, and that is the container trial. So after that, when we connect with that HANA cloud, then from here actually we have to bind. First we have to connect this BTP. In this case our BTP is that here we have to create the 3 service. After that actually we have to bind this container with our applications, that is called bind. And after that we have to deploy. So first we have to create in the BTP platform, we have to create this service number 1. Number 2, we have to create connection number 2, and number 3 we have to bind. So when we create a service, after that we have to create connection. From here we can see these 3 service, and after that we have to bind. So once bind is done, then actually we can deploy this application to here. So once we deploy, then we can go to the HANA cloud. That after deploying this part is no need. After that we can go to the HANA cloud part, and we can see the data table and also the table with the data. So this part is done. The local SQLite we can testing done. So we are going to create these HANA clouds. So now so here now actually we are, so if we just this, so as a number part 1, what we have to do, we have to create the 3 service. 1, 2, 3 service we have to create now. So if I go to the instant, again the same way, if we just search the instance and service, now we have to, let me just create. So now you can see that if we search like HANA is not there because it is not mentioned in the entitlements. So we have to first enable in the entitlements. So this 3 is configure add service, the HANA it should be HANA plan. So add this on as a plan, and another is again HANA. That is the container number 2, because actually that is the HDI share. Add this, and another is HANA, that is the trial. So these 3 I just added, and I have to just save here. So it is saving. After that, I will find that instance in the instance panel. But okay, this is done. So now if I come here, I have to add three services, that is HANA. You can see now that is the 3 services there. So first the HANA cloud, everything is fine. Instant name, I will use the same instant name here. Next, so here actually you have to give a password. So I am putting password like HANA 5. This is later you have to okay. So this is creating. So currently actually if I just basically it is so if I go here, okay, so it is sorry, actually that is the instance is here. So it's creating. Again we have to create another 2, then a HANA schema and HDI container, and I'm putting the same name. Next, create. Okay, so again I have to create another service, the last one, HANA, that is the trial version. Everything is fine. Create. Next, create. So this is creation is fail. We have to try again, but let it done. Actually it's always better like one by one, then it's never failed. So but let it complete. But that is the process how you can create. Now you can see that this is failed. Actually generally it's not failing, but it's probably because I have created all together. So that is the reason. Let me check. So HANA schema HTML container, so that is failed. So in this case we just need to delete. After that we have to create again. That's it. So let it be delete first. So now you can see it is removed from this. So again we have to create HANA. So it was failed, so I'm just creating again with the same name. So next, create. So it is creating. Actually you can do everything from SAP HANA CLI. So first actually you need to understand that what we are doing. Actually each and every step you have to understand, clear understanding that what you are doing. So here actually I did this diagram, although it is not good diagram, but it's just for understanding that actually what we are doing, why we are doing. You have to very clear knowledge on that. Don't do anything just blindly. You may get that so many YouTube video, or you may buy course, but whatever you do, you have to understand that what you are doing, why you are doing. So it's first time, it's maybe difficult to understand, but once you get the proper objective, actually what you are doing, then actually next time it will be easy. You can do whatever you want to create or for any other project. So in this case, you have seen that I have created these three. So the next step is I have to okay, so this is done, it's created. So now actually you can see this is the service is under instant. So now here, if you click, for example, that HANA Cloud, so basically that is also require a service key. You can create service key from here, but I'm not creating. I will show you how it will be created. But each and every service actually is require a service key. So now if you understand that this part is done, so I have that all service. So now I have to connect this Business Application Studio to HANA Cloud. So I will do using the Cloud Foundry, and once it is connected, I can see that all service, because now the service is available. Okay, so if I go to the, okay, so it's expired, just need to refresh. I think server is also stop. So another way you can see actually that it is stop, then what you need to do, yeah, it is stop, then just click the start. It's starting. Basically that is the virtual server, so it will take time, but it will start. So it is running. So now we are going to do this connection between Cloud Foundry and our Business Application Studio. So that is the reason you need to go there, and you can find the Cloud Foundry. So click here. So let it become, okay, so you can see that is the service actually basically this service what we have created. Okay, so you may have deployed applications, but currently we don't have any applications, but if there is an application, you can just see that application. So I just zoom out so that you will not have any issues. So we need to log in. So you can see that is the endpoint. This endpoint actually coming from this endpoint. There is a endpoint, and after that you need to use your ID and password. So I am signing, basically I am signing to that area, my BTP cockpit. So now it is, so now actually that is the, I have that organizations. So that's only one organizations, and what the I have created on space, so that I have to select. Okay, so see, it is connected and it is already showing that all service that we have just selected. So now our this part is done, this part is done. We have created service. Now we have connected our business application to that service. Now what we have to do, as I said, that actually our database table needs to bind with this container. So now we are doing this part. Number 3, let's do this. So here, when you select on that, because sometimes it is very difficult to find out where it is, so once you click on that file, you will find that HANA projects. So sometimes if you just click here and there, you may not find, but always you remember that you have to first click here. After that it will come here. So you can see that CAPM project DB is here, and there is a plug. So that means that is already bound. So basically what is did, so when we created the service, I mean that when we create a service and log into the Foundry director, so it's already bound. So you can see that if that is a plug and unplug. So here that is unbound all, and that is the bind also. Basically here if you just click on there, so here you can see that like this plug, it is the green, so it is not bind. So you have to bind these your applications or database artifact to that container. So here just click here that it will bind. So now you have to select that it will be bind to the container. So now select the STI container. So now you have to select that which container. Either you can create a new container or already you have the container. If you go there, you can see that is the already container is here. So you can create new container, but it's fine, but I can also select my existing container. So I'm selecting this container. Basically this container is one of the service that we have created. So here it is showing that it is fail. So let's see why it is fail. Okay, so container fail, unable to get service key, cannot obtain the key. Okay, good, because this is our business application, that is our own part, and that is another part. So whenever we bind here to there is need some key. Why we need key? Because actually when we connect that, we need some access related things to connect with that. So that is the reason we need key. So if we go there, so we have tried with this, you can see that there is no key. So you can see there is no key actually. So what we have to do, we have to just create a key. So now just create service key, name like SRB key. Why we're creating key? Because actually that is the two separate system where they need access to join. So that is the reason actually the data binding is required. So let it be done. Now you can see that key has been created. Actually there are two keys. So already shared key already created by this. So what I have created is actually extra. So that time it was not showing, but array was there, but actually it was created. So if I go there and like here it is, try to refresh, make sure, so try to connect again, bind an HDI container, select the last one, we don't want to create new one. So now you can see actually it is connected and it's used the his old previous key. So continue and don't show this message again. So now enable, okay, so now you can see that this is connected and it is already blank. Okay, so now our this part is done. This, if we here, so this is also done. So now our last part is we have to deploy. Why we need to deploy? Because we just connected, we just create a key and we have key and we can always connect this container, we have that access. Now I mean that now we have that container, so we have to put everything to that container. So you understand that how this circle is happening. This is clear understanding, you have to understand, otherwise it will be very difficult to work with CAPM. Okay, so now you can see that there is a database explorer. Okay, you can go there, but now if there is a rocket icon, you can just deploy. So let me deploy here. Okay, it's creating that key and it is trying to deploy. Let it be done. So deployment ended. Everything is good. You can do more whatever, but you can. So now actually if we go there, you can see that is the database explorer. Identity provider. So basically now actually it is open in the Explorer database because our table is created here because we have deployed and our table is now here. Okay, so if we go, it is the persistence database. So now you can see that is the HANA, I think that is the shared key. I think that is our, let us check. It is not here. Okay, let us refresh. Okay, sorry. So now we have to click on, because it is not, we have to HDI container. Now actually this is what we created our container. This is the old, so this is not relevant. So I selected here. So now it is adding here. So that is the way, like sometimes you may create the container but you are not getting container here, then you have to click on that plus button. So it is coming. So if we select, basically here, so here if we just close this, view terminal. Okay, so now if we CDS build, generate data, so now it has data, and also it has that package.json service. Okay, so now, and another thing is to, for the confirmation purpose, it's always better to check with the npm install. Okay, so actually we have to go to the cd db, then okay, so it is done, and cds, it is built, that is also build it is inside the gen folder. So now if I use the cds watch, so now actually this problem is that it is connected with the SQLite. It is not the HANA database. So that is the issue. So what we have to do, as it is the multi-target applications, so that is the reason manually, like we write the deploy cds HANA. Okay, so problem, if we go to the package, deploy, okay, STI, so now db package. Okay, so problem is that still actually in my program or my package, I didn't say that actually it is connected with the HANA database. I mean that I didn't say program to my program that it should be connected with the HANA database. But I have configured, I have bind everything, but for the deployment purpose, I didn't say that it will connect with the HANA database. So that is the reason what we have to do. We have to just add the HANA, like cds add HANA. So now actually it is successfully added or HANA related things. So if I go to that package, you can see that is the dependency cds HANA and required DB is HANA. So now actually it will connect to the HANA. So now if it is like cds watch, so now it is no service password. Okay, now you can see it is, now it is connected with that HANA database. So if I just refresh, so here if I cds build. So now actually you can see that now actually it is connected with the HANA database. And if I go to the gen folder, that is the gen folder, and here gen db, so now that is the gen, under gen, that is db folder, and gen db source, then gen, then data. So now you can see that is the all HDB table related information is here. So now you can see that is the table related information is here, like ID, name, batch is here. That is for that HANA database. So because when I connected with that HANA, then actually my project know that need to deploy in the HANA database. So now actually that is the done and wrote is, so it is done. So now if I wrote deploy cds deploy HANA, okay, so we just need to, here if I go HANA projects, that is the HANA projects. So everything is now here. Earlier you didn't see those type of things, so that is the reason actually it didn't find anything in the folder. So now if we deploy, now it is deploying everything. Now it is connected with the cloud, and also it is getting key. And now if it is done, so if I click here database explorer, so shared key parameter resource, okay, so here so now you can see that is everything, it should be here. Now you can see everything is there. Why everything is here? Because it is earlier it was not connected to the, I mean that it was connected here, but I didn't add that HANA as a target. So that is the reason actually it didn't connect with the HANA database. And when it is connected with the HANA database, actually it's created some file for the HANA. So as it was not connected, file was not there, it's almost empty. So that's the reason it was also empty. So now if we go to the table, okay, so here let us check, table is not here, let's check here. Should be container. Okay, so this is the NS, so we have to put the container where it just work. So need to clear. So now actually we need to deploy. If we deploy cds, we don't need to put HANA because it is already configuration, it is targeting is HANA. So cds deploy, Now it is deploying. Already done. Use CDS as HANA. So now it should be fine if we go to here. Table. See, now table is here. So all table has been created. So this data is also there. So now actually you can see that how what is the logic and what is the process I have done to just use the data from local to the cloud foundry, and now everything is fine here, and you can see the data, and from that data you can do whatever you want. So yeah, so that is only just a sample database project, but if you want to create any other table or want to explore more, then you can just continue and you can just update based on your, and that's all, because today I just wanted to share you about that concept and what is the logic and what is the fundamental concept for the SAP HANA CAPM projects and how it's work. I think you understand, so you can explore more, and whatever, if you think that you don't understand anything, you can check. You can there are lots of video in my YouTube channel. You can search here. You can search YouTube or any other Google. You can googling that, but you have to make sure that each and every step, everything is very clear, so that if get any error, you can read off it. So, and my request is that if you really like this video, please subscribe, because every week I am uploading the new tutorial, a new video, new things. And if you don't understand anything, you can leave it a comments and I will reply. Thank you so much.